Welcome in. It is day 177, and you're speaking to the Meeples Champion. And today, we're going to jump into a smaller card game that a lot of you are probably going to recognize because it's essentially a game I've already reviewed. That being said, it is a different name, and it is a game that has been updated. And I just got the newer version. I'm really excited about it, and I wanted to review it right away. That game is Skull King. Now, for those of you who may recall, very early on in the channel, I reviewed the game Scheming and Skulking. It was one of the earliest games I backed on Kickstarter. Well, I bought the game. I loved it. It was my favorite trick-taking game. I bought a second copy because the first one got played so often that the cards started to get really just worked. They were really just hard to deal out. The cards just had gotten worn so much. And it wasn't because the cards were badly made. It was just because I played it so often. Well, at one point, I wasn't to that level, but definitely I still played it enough where I went, I probably should get a third copy. I couldn't find it. I had no luck finding it. But I kept having this one pop up. As it turned out, they had rebranded, come up with just going with Skull King. I guess they found Scheming and Skulking as a name just wasn't as appealing. So they changed over to Skull King, which was the name of the main card in the game, the Skull King card. And they updated. And the updates were really good. So the concept of the game is that you have 4 different suits. You've got your green, your purple, your gold, and your black. Black is always trump, and the cards go from 1 to 14. Now, in the original game, the 14 of black was a 20-point bonus if you were able to capture it and you hit the number you said you were going to hit. And the 10 of gold was the 14 of gold was the same thing, but it was for 10 points instead of 20. In this game, they've kept that, but they've added the 10-point bonus also to the green and to the purple 14s, which I actually felt worked. I think the concept they were going for was, well, it should be 20 points for the black because that is the trump card, so it's the most powerful, and 10 points to the gold because it's gold, so I think it was supposed to be hidden treasure. But it made sense to put it on all the suits because those other 14s are really powerful, and they should have a bonus to them. So you have that. Then you still have your basic concept of, all right, if you play an escape card, it allows you to dodge. If you play a pirate card, it automatically wins. First pirate played wins. If you capture a pirate with the Skull King, which is the only one that can trump those, then it is going to be a 30-point bonus per pirate that the Skull King captures. But what they brought in that's extra and really interesting are 2 factors. One, now they have 2 mermaid cards. Now, the idea of the mermaid cards are, and I'll have to double check, I could be off, I've only read the rules so far, I haven't had a chance to really play this out enough to see, but it would seem that the mermaid cards are, if they are captured, they're going to be worth points. However, the mermaids have one thing they can do, and that is they can defeat the Skull King. And the Skull King is a 30-point bonus for the person who captures that. So the Skull King is no longer just the most powerful card in the game. Now the Skull King is, well, it can be captured by a mermaid. So the mermaid players have to be very aware because when they get a mermaid, what round are you in? Are you in the first or the second or the third? You're probably saying 0. But if you're in that 9th or 10th round, and if you're playing in, say, a 4 or 5 player game, now all of a sudden it becomes extremely likely that there's a Skull King out there. And now you're trying to see if you can strategically capture that Skull King. It's a cool new dynamic. The other thing they added was specifically a treasure card. This is not part of the treasure suit. It is a separate card. And the concept of the card is when a player plays it, the player who gets it in the trick that round, you are now making an allegiance with them. And if both you and them both can hit the numbers you said you were going to make, you will both get a 20-point bonus for the round. So essentially, it's an allegiance card saying, hey, I really need to do this. So when I tell you something, you should be trusting, because you can't show your cards to each other. You're not supposed to do that. But you could be saying, like, I really need this. If you do this, I'll do that. They have to trust you. Well, if you play this allegiance card, they know that if you both hit, you're getting a big bonus. It can help you both advance if you're behind. So I think that's a great new card because it brings in this dynamic of bluffing, trying to make friendships. I really like that. Now, with that being said, why don't we jump into our 7 categories? It's not going to be that different than before, but let's see where this ranks today. When it comes to the art, I actually love the new box art. I think the new box art far surpasses the old one. And the cards, for the most part, are roughly the same. They're a little bit better finished as far as there's a little bit more of like a glaze to the cards now. But I think it's all art-wise, huge thumbs up. When it comes to those components, again, those cards are the only component and they're really well done. It is just amazing to see what you get for a card component from a company that just focuses on cards. And that's what this Grandpa Beck's company does. They do cards. So thumbs up. Your price. So this one comes in right around 20. You might see it as low as 15 once in a while, but you know, it could seem a little expensive. It's always been just expensive enough that I'm never willing to spend the 20 usually to go out and get this. I got it as one of my stocking stuffers this year, which was great. But I haven't gotten it yet because I hadn't played it and I kept going, I could drop 20 there, but if I'm going to drop 20, I might as well spend extra and get this better game. So this was like in a weird area for me. But in general, the game you're getting is really good for the price you're paying. It's got to be a thumbs up. Your difficulty. This is up to where your level of difficulty kicks in. For me, Trick Takers are a perfect type of game that can be played at any level. I don't care how experienced, how expert I get. I'll always come play a trick taking game and enjoy it. But that's not for everybody. That being said, I think that this is one that has enough complexity to it that an experienced player should definitely be okay with it. An expert player can occasionally play. And that a beginner and a 10-year-old, that kid level play, can look at this and not feel like they're overwhelmed because it is very colorful. It's well put together, and the instructions are well put together to help make sure that you can see what's going on. You can lay it out and understand what the cards are in the game. So for me, it's got to be a thumbs up. Your replayability. So replayability wise, this game is one of those ones that you can easily open or end a night with if you want. I tend to do my trick takings as a big like 2 or 3 hour clump. And I feel this is one that you can easily pull out and play 2 or 3 times in a row just on a night for a quick hour. My wife and I play a lot of trick takings as one of our main. I've only got 30 to 60 minutes tonight. Let's play a couple rounds. And that's kind of what we'll do is we'll play the game and we'll look at a time and be like, oh, okay, it only took us 25 minutes. Let's play a second round. We don't have a lot of time these days between work, our kid schedules to really just sit and play big games. So that's more my Monday nights with my friends. But smaller games like this can get it to the table occasionally. So I got to give it for replayability that thumbs up. Your keys to victory. So your keys, this is a game that's interesting because it's not just about the points you can score. You're trying to predict what you can score. So it's up to understanding, all right, how many pirates do you have? How many escapes do you have? What are your high cards? What are your lows? How many trump cards do you have? How many players are currently playing? What round are you in? Are you behind? Are you ahead? There's so many aspects that come into it. And one of the biggest ones being the zero bid, because the zero bid is so different than the regular ones. Normally, if you bid and you're incorrect, you lose 10 points per bid you're off by. So if you bid 4 and you get 6 or you get 2, either way you're off by 2, you're going to lose 20 points. But if you get it correct, for every number you bid, you get 20 points. So if you bid 4, you're going to be getting 80 points, plus any bonuses. So if you get one of those 10 points, those 20 pointers, if you capture a pirate with the Skull King, bonuses come into play. So you could be doing little hits because you just feel like you have a chance to go mediocre. Hey, I've got 1, I've got 2, I've got 3. Each round as you're moving up, and you keep going. I'll keep bidding 1. I have enough cards to compete. I think I can win with 1 guaranteed, and I could probably get rid of 1 I could win with because there should be enough cards to protect me. Or you can risk it, and you could be bidding 0, where 0 setup is it is 10 times the round number, gain or lose based on hitting. So if you're in round 1, you gain or you lose 10 points on a 0 bid. But if you're around 10, you gain or lose 100. It's a 200-point swing. Either you're going to go plus 100 or you're going minus 100. It's a huge shift. And it's all based on you just winning a single trick. So for me, I think there's plenty of keys to victory here. There's a lot that you're trying to play around. I think it's acceptable in a two-player game. I'm perfectly fine with that, but I love a six-player game of this. I think this is one of the funnest six-player trick-taking or non-trick-taking games I've ever played. I have such fun with this one. It's got to be a thumbs up. Unique. It's not unique. I wish I could give it all 7, but as great as this game is, one, it is just scheming and skulking again. Now, that being said, they rebranded, they add a couple cards. I'll just call it Scheming and Skulking Part 2. It's fine. We can ignore Scheming and Skulking. Skulking by itself. Ignore the other one. Still not unique. You still have plenty of games. You have the game Wizard, which I really feel is the basis of where this game came from. Or you can compare this to any other trick taking, spades or hearts. You know, if you've played any of the trick taking games through the years, you have a basic concept of what this could be. They all have different little aspects, but they're built around the same basis to the point where, for me, I can throw all my trick taking on the table and I'll be like, I love this one the most, but which one do you want to play? I'll play any of them. So I love it. It's got to be a thumbs down on that unique. Overall, what do I think? I love this game. If you are a trick taking or a card playing or a quick short game type player, I think you have to get it. Otherwise, it's all up to your group. If you feel you have a big group and that you're looking for more six-player games, it's a great one to grab to fill in or to allow for that opportunity of, hey, we're going to do a couple three-player games that are big today, but then we'll do a big six-player combo game, and that could be this. Otherwise, maybe this isn't one for you because you're just not huge into those shorter games, and that's fine too. It's up to what best fits for you and your group. Well, that's just my opinion. It's up to you guys to make that decision for yourself and see what everything hits for you. Well, it has been day 177, and we've been speaking about the game Skull King. And you've been speaking to the Meeples Champion. Like, share, subscribe, and check down below in the description where I'll be adding an Amazon link in case you want to get this game for your collection. Until next time, I'll talk to you tomorrow.